Thank y'all.
Is everybody good?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, Danny, we'll start with Ethan, and then we'll get to the game as well. But tell us a little bit about the experience. The third year, you guys have signed a player sort of in conjunction with Norton Children. Is it, what that experience is like for not just the kid who's here, but what that kind of means to your team.
Yeah, it's another incredible moment for us. Ethan's the definition of someone that sacrificed a lot just so that he could continue to play. We talk a lot with our group about inspiration. We talk a lot with our group about our ability to inspire, but also others to inspire us. And I think Ethan is a great example of that. And so for us to be able to do it again this year, to have him out here with the group, he'll be able to warm up and pass the ball around. It's always a good day for our players, but obviously our hope is that it's a great day for Ethan as well, and that this weekend he can be a part of a special moment.
Coach, just in the limited time that we saw Ethan and talked to Ethan, I mean, he's very well spoken, it seems, and he's kind of embraced his role, it seems, as well. Kind of from your perspective, maybe, what have you taken away from your interactions with him?
Yeah, well, anytime we announce to the group that we've signed a player, the group always starts to heckle them and talk about making sure they have to have a speech. And Ethan got up, and we all agreed that was probably the best speech we've had from any of our signings. So, he's going to fit in well, and our expectation is for him, as I said, to be able to get as much out of this as we know he can, that we can put a smile on his face. He can do the same for us, and obviously help us this weekend secure 3 points.
To have kind of that inspiring face joining your squad this weekend, what does that do for your players? Does that give them any additional maybe motivation, or just put things maybe in perspective? What does that look like from a coach?
I think you said it perfect. It's putting things into perspective, and we do talk about that a lot, regardless of obviously just this weekend. And when you look at Ethan, it's important that our group does continue to put things in perspective. And I think the biggest thing and the biggest responsibility I feel we have as a club and an organization is our ability to inspire kids, families, all those people that support us day in and day out. And I've seen firsthand, I showed the players a few weeks ago when we scored a goal, I showed on the cameras that are at the top that we have that not anybody else really has, 2 kids that are probably, my guess would be 5 to 7 years old, jumping up and down and celebrating and hugging the same way that our trainers and our coaches are doing, and that is inspiring. And for them to be able to see how their performance on the field can affect others, I think it's really important that we keep that perspective, and also gives a little bit of a messaging to make sure you're doing everything you can in those moments on the field to represent yourself, the team, and the club to the best of your ability.
Speaking of what's happened on the field, obviously coming off a victory, and you had that matchup against Eintracht as well. So to get those 2 under your belt, now you go off and face Sacramento. Kind of talk about just a preview of this, what that team looks like, and how you guys take the momentum from this last match.
Yeah, I think we won in a different way against New Mexico, which continues to show our versatility, in my opinion. It wasn't pretty by any means, but it doesn't need to be if that's the tactical game plan and if that's the execution from the players. Our hope is here at home we can continue to make the games exciting. We can continue to put the ball in the back of the net more than once. At the same time, prevent opportunities from sack. They're a dangerous team. They have been year after year. They're extremely well coached by Mark Riggs, a good friend of mine. And so my expectation is it's going to be really difficult, just as it was in New Mexico. So the only difference being in a positive way that we're able to be here at home and play against a good team, and the guys are really excited about that.
You mentioned you guys have done it in a variety of ways in these last few games. What do you like about this club with where you guys are at?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is this is a group of players that is fighting for each other every single day, whether they're starting, whether they're coming off the bench, or whether they're not in the 18. I made an example the other day to the group in New Mexico. The guys that didn't start the game 15 minutes into the game were pushing the guys on the field verbally and giving them positive feedback. And then when guys got subbed off the field, they were doing the same for the guys that came in to support them. So that's the sign of a special group. Football, there's wins, there's losses. The ball can bounce a different way, but it won't be because we don't have a group that is bought into one another and wants each other to succeed. And when you have that type of mentality, you have something special.
We've seen them in Family Stadium a lot of times at 8 o'clock. We haven't really seen it at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
your expectation for the fans and maybe what that environment could be like.
Yeah, I'm interested to see it. I haven't seen it at 9 o'clock either. But I think when you look at the two teams that'll be playing and the opportunity to see a really good game on national television, I think that should bring the support that it has all season. You know, I'm sure there might be some people that have to leave early to get their kids to bed, but I'm expecting it to be as amazing of an atmosphere as it has been, and I know that this will be a fun game for people to watch because it's two very good teams, and they've played a huge role here at home. Obviously, our record speaks for itself as to why the games have gone the way they have here. So we need them, but I also can't fault anybody that has to get their kid to sleep at halftime. That's for sure. Good.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you got it.